Yo, let's dive straight into it. Sean Diddy Combs, aka the OG bad boy of hip hop, is making headlines, but not for a new album or a flashy business move. Now, this time, it's about his shocking weight loss while he's locked up behind bars. We're talking Drastic, the man who once flexed at every red carpet, dripped in designer fits, and had the whole world calling him iconic, is now unrecognizable. Thinner, older looking, and carrying the weight of his legal drama. Diddy's latest photos are blowing up social media and leaving fans shook. So, what's really going on with the King of Harlem? Let's unpack it. First off, let's rewind. Diddy was taken into custody earlier this year on charges that are as heavy as his legacy: sex trafficking and racketeering. These ain't just accusations you brush off. Over 120 victims have come forward, painting a grim picture of what the feds are calling a long-standing operation. For a man whose empire was built on hustle and reinvention, this has gotta feel like the ultimate fall from grace. But let's talk about the elephant in the room: his physical appearance. Recent photos show Diddy looking frail, with deep-set eyes and a vibe that screams, "This ain't the life." Fans are used to seeing him larger than life, all swag and confidence. Now, he looks like the weight of the world is literally eating him alive. Twitter's been blowing up. One user wrote, "Diddy went from popping bottles to looking like he's fighting for his life. This prison life hits different." Another chimed in, "I'm not saying I'm a fan, but seeing him like this is wild. Stay strong, bro." So, why the drastic change? Word on the street is the conditions at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn are no joke. We're talking about one of the roughest federal lockups in the game. The food, trash, the vibe, even worse. MDC is infamous for its grimy facilities, overcrowding, and basically zero access to any kind of comfort. For someone like Diddy, who's used to caviar and personal chefs, this kind of environment is gonna hit hard. Reports say he's been refusing to eat. Yeah, you heard that right. Apparently, the meals aren't exactly gourmet. Think gray slop on a tray. And Diddy's just not about it. But here's the thing. When you're already dealing with the stress of facing major charges, starving yourself isn't helping anyone. And let's not forget, this isn't just about the food, it's about the mental toll. Being cut off from his family, his kids, and his empire, that's enough to break anybody. The timing makes it even worse. Christmas is right around the corner, and instead of being surrounded by family and friends at some luxury Aspen cabin, Diddy's staring at 4 concrete walls. Remember, this is the guy who used to host parties that made headlines. Now, he's got nothing but memories of what was. One former inmate at MDC spilled the tea about how lonely the holidays can get in there. It's cold, depressing, and you're lucky if you get a candy cane. Let's switch gears for a second and talk about the case itself, because this drama is juicier than a reality TV reunion special. Diddy's charges are career-ending level serious, and the feds are coming hard. With over 120 alleged victims, this case has layers upon layers. Some folks are even speculating that this whole situation could be bigger than Diddy himself, like maybe someone's out to take him down. Conspiracy theories are flying left and right. Could it be rivals in the industry, bitter ex-associates? Or maybe, just maybe, the truth is uglier than we thought. But back to Diddy's health. Experts say rapid weight loss like this usually comes down to 3 things: bad nutrition, stress, and depression. Check, check, and check. Imagine going from private jets and red carpets to being just another inmate in a grimy prison. That mental shift alone could wreck anyone. But when you're Diddy, a man who built his entire brand on being untouchable, it's gotta sting extra hard. Even celebs who used to roll with him are noticing. Some of them have spoken up on social media, though not all of it is support. One post read, "Falling off the top is hard to watch, but maybe this is karma doing its thing." Ouch. Others have taken a more sympathetic tone, saying they hope he can keep it together through all this. Either way, everyone's got an opinion. Now let's address the mystery around his future. What happens next? If convicted, Diddy could be facing decades behind bars. Decades. That's the kind of sentence that doesn't just kill a career, it buries it. And while he's fighting these charges, his empire is basically in limbo. His businesses, his music, even his legacy. It's all hanging by a thread. But you gotta wonder, is this weight loss just the beginning of a bigger decline? Prison's already taken a visible toll, and he's not even close to a verdict yet. If this case drags on, and it probably will, things could get way worse before they get better. Then there's the suspense. People are whispering about potential secrets that might come out in court. Will Diddy's defense reveal dirt on others in the industry? Will former associates flip on him to save themselves? The entertainment world is watching closely, not just because of the charges, but because of what might be exposed. This isn't just about one man, it's about an entire industry that's been plagued by scandals for years. The reactions are just as divided as you'd expect. Some fans are still riding for Diddy, claiming he's innocent until proven guilty. Others are done with him, saying his downfall is a long time coming. Social media is lit with debates. One fan posted, "If Diddy's guilty, he deserves what's coming." But it's still hard to see someone who inspired a whole generation go out like this. Another shot back with, "Nah, I've got no sympathy. Money and power don't excuse bad behavior." And while all this plays out, Diddy's spending Christmas alone. No family dinners, no fancy gifts. Just the cold, hard reality of life behind bars. For someone who used to live for the spotlight, this quiet holiday might be his harshest reality check yet. All right, let's dig deeper into the drama surrounding Diddy's life behind bars. The man isn't just dealing with a lonely Christmas or weight loss. There's a whole narrative of power, betrayal, and uncertainty unfolding here. Let's break this down further and explore some new angles that add more context to Diddy's current situation. It's wild to think that Diddy, once hailed as the King Midas of hip-hop, is now experiencing the harsh reality of prison life. Let's not forget, this is the guy who turned Bad Boy Records into a cultural powerhouse, gave us Biggie Smalls, and built a billion-dollar empire. Yet here he is, stripped of his luxuries, facing a situation no amount of money or influence can fix. People close to Diddy have started whispering about how this entire ordeal is a stark contrast to his meticulously curated public persona. For decades, Diddy projected an image of invincibility, a man who not only thrived but dominated in every space he entered, from music to fashion to spirits. But in prison, there's no VIP section, no velvet ropes, and definitely no second chances. For someone like Diddy, who has always operated with control, losing it entirely might be the biggest blow of all. Let's be real. The media has been having a field day with this story. Every new photo, every leaked detail from court proceedings, and every fan comment on social media becomes a headline. While some outlets are focusing on Diddy's physical transformation and the conditions of his imprisonment, others are diving into the allegations with a microscope. But there's an interesting subplot here: the role of the media in shaping public opinion about Diddy. Historically, he's been able to control the narrative around himself, whether it was through flashy interviews, viral moments, or simply overshadowing scandals with bigger success. Diddy always came out on top. Now that control is gone. The photos of his weight loss are out there, raw and unfiltered. The court documents? Public record. For the first time in his career, Diddy's narrative is being written by others. And it's not the rags to riches comeback story we're used to. Now, let's talk about the people Diddy's absence is hitting the hardest: his family. Diddy's always been vocal about his love for his kids, proudly posting their achievements and sharing his fatherhood moments on social media. But sources say his incarceration has created a rift within the family. While his kids are reportedly trying to stay strong, the weight of their father's legal troubles is taking a toll. What's even more heartbreaking is the timing. Christmas has always been a big deal for Diddy and his family, a time for lavish gifts, over-the-top celebrations, and bonding. This year, the family's scattered, trying to make sense of the chaos. And let's not ignore the elephant in the room: the stigma attached to Diddy's charges. As much as his kids might want to support him, the court of public opinion is brutal, and they're undoubtedly feeling the heat. Another fascinating angle: the response, or lack thereof, from the hip-hop community. When news first broke of Diddy's arrest, there was a wave of shock and silence. Some of his closest collaborators, like Jay-Z and Mary J. Blige, haven't made public statements, which speaks volumes. In an industry where loyalty is often tested, Diddy's legal troubles are becoming a litmus test for his friendships and alliances. On the flip side, there are those who've seized the moment to distance themselves. Former associates have been spilling the tea, sharing stories that paint Diddy in a less than flattering light. It's as if the floodgates have opened, and everyone with a grievance is rushing to air it out. Whether these stories are true or just clout chasing remains to be seen, but they're adding another layer of complexity to an already messy situation. Here's a thought: what happens if Diddy somehow beats the charges? The hip-hop world loves a redemption story, and Diddy's comeback could be one for the ages. Think about it. A man who hit rock bottom, only to rise again like a phoenix. It's the kind of narrative that could redefine his legacy. But let's not sugarcoat it. The odds aren't in his favor. The allegations are severe, and the evidence reportedly piling up is hard to ignore. If convicted, Diddy's legacy might not just take a hit, it could be erased altogether. In a world where public perception is everything, a prison sentence could overshadow decades of achievements. Finally, let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Diddy's downfall isn't just a personal tragedy, it's a reflection of deeper issues within the entertainment industry. For years, the culture has been grappling with questions about accountability, power dynamics, and the dark underbelly of fame. Diddy's case is forcing these conversations into the spotlight in a way that's impossible to ignore. Some fans are even calling for a reckoning in the industry, arguing that Diddy's case should be the catalyst for real change. Whether that means stricter regulations, more transparency, or just a shift in how power is distributed, one thing's for sure. This story is bigger than one man. As we inch closer to Christmas, Diddy's future remains uncertain. His weight loss is a visible symptom of the stress, fear, and isolation he's facing. But it's also a reminder of how far he's fallen. The man who once ruled hip-hop now finds himself at the mercy of a system that doesn't care about his fame or fortune. So here's the big question. Is this the end of the road for Diddy, or does he still have a shot at redemption? What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more tea, updates, and deep dives into the biggest stories in entertainment. This one's far from over.